think it's easy to draw a lot of conclusions based on how guys perform in A-Day, but I don't think we necessarily always take it with the grain of salt that we should. It's the last time we see those guys, it's understandable, but you're not necessarily set up for success all the time in A-Day. You are getting vanilla coverages, but you also have a vanilla playbook to work with. And in the case of Jalen Milroe, I mean, he's a guy that's best attribute is when he's carrying the football and making plays with his legs. And in a black jersey, it doesn't make much of a difference because you can't tackle him. It's blown dead the second they get near him, and that might be a live play in a real game situation. So I think that those guys are fine. Like, we've had so many different examples of guys where they didn't look great in A-Day and they went on and had great falls. So I'm not super concerned about it. It obviously was disappointing with some of the interceptions. Some of the interceptions were very forgivable, though. If you look at the box sheet, yeah, people are going to be mad. But if you look at the actual gameplay itself, there was really only one really bad decision. And that's one that you can hopefully coach out of a guy. When you're under pressure, you don't throw it into traffic up late over the middle. When you're in your own end zone. So, other than that, I think it's one of those situations where they just got to keep getting better, and they're all really young, and they all haven't had a ton of opportunities. So they get plenty of those in the summer and throughout fall camp, and I know whoever takes the field in the fall will be fine. We're in an era now where if you can improve your room, you improve your room. I mean, it's not anything against the guys that you have, but back in the day, if you had 3 5-star guys on your roster, you didn't say, hey, man, you know what, well, we better recruit a 3-star. It wasn't that way. I mean, the more, the merrier in my eyes, and the guys are all willing to compete. So I think it's a good situation. The more guys you have, the more opportunity. Yeah, it's not ideal to get to spread reps, but at the same time, you just got to find one. And if 2 guys don't play as well and 1 guy emerges, great. If you've now increased the amount of quarterbacks that are really vying for the spot, you had 4 guys going, now you've increased it by another 25%. I've always been kind of an iron sharpens iron guy. It sounds a little bit corny, but look, if a guy plays better and I want to win the job and he's doing and playing really well, that means I'm going to have to play really well and better than him to ultimately win the job. So I've always felt, some guys will openly root against you, no doubt, but I don't get that that's the dynamic. I just don't think that's the type of guy that's attracted to the school. But yeah, I think that when you're going against a guy, you're rooting for him because they're your friends. The only guys on campus that know what those guys are going through are the guys in that room. So I think that there's a lot of comfort in befriending those guys and learning from each other and helping each other. And I think collective growth can be a really good thing.